In a sport where only 1.9% of college athletes make it, having the chance to compete for one of 1,700 roster spots in the NFL is truly an accomplishment. Today, I'm sitting down with former five-star recruit, All-American, and NFL athlete who I've had the pleasure of knowing for the last 8 years. We've bonded over fatherhood, entrepreneurship, sports, and giving back to the communities we love. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's conversation with Jeff Luc.
Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate it for being here.
This was incredible, man. I just want to tell you, what I realized as I was sitting here, by the way, thank you for the tickets and the box.
No problem.
It was a great experience, but I was sitting here and I realized this may be the last time I ever watch a friend play a sport.
Right.
And it was special, man. So I really do appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't have missed it.
You gave me a word and you showed up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. That meant a lot. So, obviously I think about, getting to watch you in training camp for the Bengals or in the preseason where you scored a touchdown. And, to me, just getting to watch you play has been a joy. And like I said, I don't get to do it with friends very often as we get older.
Right.
So, thank you.
You calling me old?
Huh?
You calling me old?
No. I'd love to have you just share a little bit about what you're up to today, obviously playing Arena Football League. I would love to hear about what you're doing.
I own water. It's called a Chase of Water.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I literally got in the water industry and I had to learn everything about water, and I didn't know how competitive being in the water industry is.
Yeah.
Playing indoor, but I also want to have my own team as well.
Okay. I know when I was talking to the owner, that was the thing I was really impressed with, because I was trying to grasp, what is the angle, for a player at this point? And, to hear you talk about wanting to get into ownership and this being a path to ownership, that was pretty neat.
Another reason I'm playing is just to learn the ins and outs and learn how everything works as far as the office of indoor. This is my third year, but I have learned a lot and I've gained a lot of information and met a lot of people. So I'm excited to eventually go into ownership.
I appreciate you sharing a little bit about your entrepreneurship and obviously your time here on the team. I wanted to go back. One of the first days we met, and a big piece of this show is about connection and giving back key learnings. So we're going to talk about some of the athletics and mindset and different things here in a minute. But I just want to thank you. You took me on a tour. I met you in a lounge, I think, at our apartment.
Yeah.
And you're in preseason, and you took me on a tour of Cincinnati. I was brand new to the city. And I just wanted to say, as an NFL athlete, you don't always have people, in those positions that are that kind.
Right.
And I want to know, who instilled that kindness in you?
It started with my parents. They from a different country. They from Haiti. Yeah. And they just always treated everyone like family. So for me, it's natural.
Yeah.
So when I seen you and I felt your energy, and that's another gift I got, I feel people's energy.
Yeah.
So when I felt your energy, Will's family before we even knew.
Yeah, it was awesome, man.
Right, it was.
Kind of a unique time period for me, and I think one of the things we bonded over was fatherhood, right?
Right.
My daughter is the same age as your daughter. I was living away from my daughter.
I was also.
You were living away from your daughter, and I wanted to ask you, I see the relationship you have with your kids. As a professional, being on the road, living on the road, or being out and about, how do you keep that as your priority, or how do you keep fatherhood, in a place where you keep that relationship alive with your kids doing stuff like this?
The biggest thing is just communicating. I communicate with my daughter so much, and I don't give her no surprises. I keep my word, and she know when daddy got to go handle business, daddy got to go handle business. But when I'm back, we have a good time.
Yeah.
So if we communicate, and I say just communicate with the kids and let them know, because they smarter than you think.
Yeah, absolutely. That FaceTime's a powerful tool nowadays.
Man, God is good. When I tell you that FaceTime changed lives, oh my goodness.
It does. I feel like I don't miss a beat sometimes, even being away.
Right.
So, one of the things that I admire most about you, Jeff, is, when you were playing, the NFL, man, you got a big contract on the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're close. You're knocking on the door. And I watched you go through preseason, through training camp, score a touchdown. You were on the brink of a multi-million-dollar deal, right? And then you got cut.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was devastated as somebody, I can't remember wanting somebody to succeed so bad.
I appreciate it.
No, for real. And when you got cut, I still remember coming to your apartment. And the thing you told me was, God don't make no mistakes, right? And I just want to know, how do you approach a loss like that, and to see you bounce back and move into being an entrepreneur so quickly? How do you process that, knowing that you were so close to something and then pursuing, another dream like you are now?
Right. The crazy thing is, it's difficult. It hurts. And it hurt it before. But for me, it's it's just a matter of time till something else happens.
Yeah.
Everything, like I told you don't make mistakes. So with that being said, this path wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I had a different path. And at the end of the day is, who am I to argue with him?
Yeah.
So he chose a different path, and I'm being stubborn saying I want this. Maybe it could have been wrong for me. It could have been, I could have got paralyzed, something like that.
Yeah.
So you never know. So I just take it and run with it.
Well, you have a cool outlook on it, man.
Right.
Not a lot of people can, and that's something that's really special. When you think about, your experience playing football and on the biggest stage, I even remember watching you win the Grey Cup.
Right.
Right after that.
In Toronto.
And which was neat. And I just wanted to ask, what have you learned about yourself in this process, chasing this football dream?
I learned that I'm as positive as it get. Everything starts with your attitude. So for me, it's like the fact that I didn't play or anything like that, it's gonna be something positive that come out of it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. Be patient, have faith.
And you've built some incredible connections.
Oh man, that's what I do best.
Yeah.
That's why we here too.
Yeah,
That's what I do
absolutely.
best. I connect, I network, and if I give anybody advice, be good to people, because you never know who you're gonna work for. You never know who's gonna be your business partner. You just don't know how the future looks.
That right there, I mean, that's what the show's about, is giving back.
Right.
And it's funny, you never know who you're gonna be working for. I say that all the time. So no, I appreciate you sharing that. Is there any coach throughout your career that made an impact on you? Or was there maybe a moment that was super impactful to you throughout your career?
I got two main coaches that just helped shape my life to the right direction. And it's my high school coaches, Coach Jones and Coach Shep.
Okay.
And it sounds crazy because everything goes to God. But when it comes to football, after God, they played a huge role in my success. So to this day, I keep up with them coaches. I tell them I love them, and that's why I kind of coach now when I'm back at home at my same high school, because I want to have that impact they had on me to the other kids.
You thinking about those two coaches, at the core of it was your relationship with them.
Right.
And so that you're saying you're more of a relationship coach, and that's what you try to give back to the kids that you're developing.
Exactly. I feel like if I'm not playing in the NFL, okay, that's my calling.
Yeah.
Go help these kids, go in a direction where they don't have to hit as much a speed bump that I hit, and just how to maneuver through the speed bumps and get there smoothly.
What strategies do you or other athletes use to overcome performance anxiety or pressure?
It's crazy. I was talking to some of the boys before, and embrace it.
Yeah.
You want it on you. For me, I want the pressure. Like, I perform better under pressure.
Yeah.
When my back against the wall, I perform better. But another thing is, I told them, the moment you lose that feeling in your stomach, I don't know if it's butterflies, I don't know if you're nervous, but the moment you lose that feeling is the moment you stop loving the game.
Right.
And it's just like if somebody getting married or when you was having a baby.
Yeah.
We had that feeling we were passionate. We loved what was happening. So the moment you lose that is the moment you stop losing the game.
How do you foster a positive team culture or camaraderie amongst a team? Like, what have you seen as successful strategies?
Encourage people.
Okay. I like that.
Encourage them. The coach is gonna get on them, the coach is gonna cuss them out, but at some way, somehow, you need to figure out how to get the best out of them. Yeah. It's not every kid or not every athlete perform well under getting cussed out.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, the coach is gonna get on them, encourage them, and you build trust.
I saw your coach getting on that quarterback's ass early in the game, which was tough. So
they don't hold back.
Yeah. What methods do you feel were effective in addressing conflict within a team?
That is created during camp.
Okay.
That relationship.
Okay.
That trust. You don't just get out and say, hey, we're gonna have to figure out how to fix this conflict.
Yeah.
That happens over time.
Got it.
So building relationship, being encouraged to others, encouraging each other. But at the end of the day, we bleed, we sweat together. So at the end of the day, we build some type of bond.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we come together. I always say, when tough things happen or tough time happens, you go back to your habits.
Right.
So if you're religious, then you go baback to praying and faith and stuff like that. So that's our habit, is building that bond when tough stuff happens.
Absolutely. I want to go back to, we were talking about kids, right? And giving back and your coaching. What advice would you have for young kids that are maybe pursuing an athletic career or trying to, pursue an athletic scholarship?
This is going to be tough for them to swallow.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be as honest and as I can be. Football is not your life. Basketball is not your life. The sport aspect is not your life. With that being said, that window is only so small, and it sounds like everybody say it,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't play, you need a plan B. I'm not saying go get a plan B.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, know what you want to do if you're not playing sports.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's gonna be short.
Yeah.
Like NFL, it stands for not for long.
Yeah.
So at the, you really don't have much time. So while you in there, build relationships.
Sure.
Meet people.
Yeah.
Here, meet people. I was with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Meet people, communicate, because go back to you never know.
You never know. No, I think that's important for you to kind of share that aspect of it, because naturally you think, hey, I'm headed to the NFL, right? And that's not always the case. What are 3 things you've learned? And I am asking you a lot of these team questions, right? Because you can apply those to the workplace, right? You can apply them to a corporate world, or owning your own business, or kids, or even a team. But I wanted to ask you, like, what are 3 things that maybe you've learned about being an entrepreneur? Because I heard you mention plan B, right? And when I walked into your apartment that day that it was over, right, I didn't see a plan B.
Right.
And I was going, oh shit, like this is, I don't know what. And then I watched you transition into this great life that you're building as an entrepreneur. Like, what are a couple things that maybe you've learned?
It go back to meeting people, being good to people.
That's those core values, right? Where people want to work with you.
Another thing is, you got to be a problem solver.
Yeah.
You got to be able to, when things are just hectic and chaos, you got to be able to think and just maneuver your way through it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be chaos. I love chaos. That's my, I guess that's the issue of mine. I love chaos.
Yeah.
But you got to be a problem solver. And I think the number 2 thing is, you got to be open and willing to learn.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea I was getting no water in the street.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I barely drink water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I know. I need to check your water out too.
I know, right?
No, that's awesome. And so, Jeff, last question here, man. What's the future hold for you?
Some way, somehow, of helping people.
Yeah.
It sounds nonchalant. It sounds like everybody said, but I have a passion to help people.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I give people my last.
Yeah.
But I give people my last and I go figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
So I can't really call it exactly, because I don't know the calling that God had for me. But I know I'll be helping people.
Well, it's interesting, because one of our first guests, one of the things he said was, if you help enough people in life get what they want, eventually you're going to get what you want.
Exactly.
Right. And that just rings so true. And I think when you have that heart of service, naturally good things start to happen.
Right. And that's how you measure success, the amount of people you help.
Yeah.
And you don't go speaking about it and telling people about it. I mean, I help plenty of people and I don't mention it, but my way of wealth is helping people.
Absolutely. Well, hey man, I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you sitting for a few minutes with me today. This was an awesome experience. And I can tell you, I don't know what the future holds for you, but I'm looking forward to being a supporter of yours, whether it's on the football field or selling water, man. You got my support, so thank you.
Skyler, I really love you, man.
Yeah, you too, bro. This was awesome, man.
I appreciate you guys for coming.
Yeah.
You kept your word, and I mean, you busy running around, especially being here, but I really appreciate you guys. Absolutely. I truly do. Appreciate it, fellas.
Cool. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
I love you, brother.
Yeah, you too, bro.
Yes, sir.
This was great. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you saw today, please like, comment, subscribe, share. We'll be back in the future with some more exciting guests.